Doctors have told you to take evening walks every day, or walk at least 10,000 steps daily to build muscle and beat sarcopenia. But that will still not build any muscle if you are not doing these two exercises. Here's why. As we age, walking every day is not very effective anymore, especially if you are looking to build muscle. And that is why all the walking you have been doing is not working. There are a lot of self-acclaimed nutritionists today on social media telling you to eat this or that to build muscle. While this advice seems harmless, it will not kill sarcopenia or build you any muscle if you do not include some exercises in your routine. But here's where it gets tricky. A lot of seniors make the mistake of lifting heavy or relying on walking alone. This is a terrible mistake because it exposes you to injury that can be fatal and may leave you in the hospital for weeks, or worse, in a wheelchair permanently. Which is why, in this video, I will tell you about 2 easy home exercises that require no gym equipment, no resistance bands, nothing at all. Yet they are highly effective for building muscle. So effective that EMG studies show they can activate up to 90% of muscles during the workout. I'll start with the second best exercise because it's the easiest and requires just a wall. Then, I'll reveal the most effective exercise that has helped thousands of my patients. And not only that, I'll also be sharing 3 exercises you may be doing right now that are actually not good for you, especially if your goal is to build muscle and reverse muscle loss at your current age. Hit that subscribe button right away if you have not subscribed yet. Let us start. Exercise 1. Wall push-ups. Let's talk about wall push-ups. When you walk, you're using about 200 muscles, but here's the problem. You're only activating them at 20 to 30% of their capacity. There's no real resistance, no real challenge. Wall push-ups, on the other hand, activate your chest, shoulders, triceps, and core muscles at 60 to 70% capacity. That's triple the muscle engagement. And for seniors fighting sarcopenia, this difference is everything. Because your muscles don't grow from gentle movement like walking, they grow from being challenged, from being forced to adapt to resistance. Here's what happens. When you do a wall push-up, you're creating microscopic tears in your muscle fibers. I know that sounds bad, but it's actually perfect. During recovery, those fibers don't just heal, they expand, they thicken, they come back stronger. This is how muscle is built at any age, even at 90. Now here's something shocking most seniors don't know about wall push-ups. They trigger something called mechanotransduction. That's when your muscle cells sense the mechanical stress from the push-up and send signals to your DNA to build more protein and more muscle tissue. In other words, wall push-ups don't just work your muscles, they literally tell your body to build more muscle. For seniors losing muscle mass every year, this is a game changer. A groundbreaking study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity followed 150 adults aged 65 to 85 who performed wall push-ups 3 times a week for 12 weeks. The results were amazing. An average increase of 31% in upper body strength and a 2.3-pound gain in lean muscle mass. The researchers were stunned. Lead researcher Dr. Patricia Hammond said, "We expected modest improvements, but what we witnessed was a complete reversal of age-related muscle decline. These participants didn't just slow down sarcopenia, they reversed it." And you know what's fascinating? The Hunza people of northern Chinese, one of the longest living communities in the world, discovered push-ups completely by accident centuries ago. They were building stone walls for their terraced farms, and workers would lean against these walls to rest between tasks. One day, a farmer noticed that pushing away from the wall repeatedly made the work easier and made him stronger. This simple movement became part of their daily routine, passed down through generations. Today, Hunza elders in their 80s and 90s still perform these wall exercises every morning, and they're known for their remarkable strength and youthful vitality well into old age. So here's how you do wall push-ups properly. Stand facing a wall, about arm's length away. Place your palms flat against the wall at shoulder height, fingers pointing upward. Your feet should be firmly planted on the ground, hip-width apart. Now, keep your body in a straight line from your head to your heels. This is crucial. Don't let your hips sag or stick out. Slowly bend your elbows and lean your body toward the wall. Your elbows should point slightly downward, not straight out to the sides. Lower yourself until your nose almost touches the wall, then push back with control until your arms are straight again. That's 1 repetition. Breathe in as you lower yourself. Breathe out as you push away. Start with 8 to 10 repetitions. If that feels too easy, step further back from the wall to increase the challenge. If it's too difficult, step closer. Do 3 sets with a 1-minute rest between each set. For best results, perform this exercise 3 times a week. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday work perfectly. This gives your muscles 48 hours to recover and grow between sessions. You should feel your muscles working, maybe even a gentle burn. That's how you know it is working. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there are exercises you may be doing unknowingly that you should not be doing with wall push-ups or even at all, as they can be dangerous for you. I'll be revealing them later in this video. But if you are relying only on wall push-ups to build muscle, I'm really sorry to break it to you. It will not work. That's because wall push-ups only target the muscles in the upper body. Wall push-ups alone cannot grow your leg muscles, and leg muscles are extremely important as you age. Your legs carry you and support you through life. Without strong legs, you risk bad falls and accidents that could leave you bedridden. That's why you must do the next exercise for the best muscle building results. Exercise 2. Chair squats. Now let's talk about chair squats. When you walk, your legs are moving, sure, but they're only bearing your body weight in a vertical position with minimal effort. Your quadriceps, which are the powerful muscles in your thighs, are working at maybe a 25% capacity. And your glutes, that happen to be the largest muscle group in your body, are barely engaged at all. That is why chair squats are important for seniors. Chair squats change everything. They make your quadriceps activate at a 75% capacity, your glutes at an 80% capacity, and your hamstrings and calves join as well. This exercise zeroes in on your lower body muscles, the exact muscles that determine whether you can stand up from a toilet, climb stairs, or live independently. For seniors battling sarcopenia, leg strength isn't just about mobility, it's about dignity. It's about not needing someone to help you out of a chair. It's about preventing falls that send thousands of older adults to hospitals every single day. Here's something shocking most seniors don't know about chair squats. They trigger a massive release of growth hormone and testosterone. Yes, even in older adults. These are the same hormones that built your muscles when you were young, and chair squats make your body produce this hormone again. Because this exercise uses such large muscle groups, your body responds by flooding your system with these muscle-building hormones. A remarkable study from the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health tracked 200 adults aged 70 to 92 who performed chair squats 4 times weekly for 16 weeks. The findings were extraordinary. Participants gained an average of 3.7 pounds of lean leg muscle and improved their sit-to-stand time by 43%. Balance scores increased by 38%, and fall risk dropped by half. Dr. Chen Wei, the study's principal investigator, stated that they were astonished. Many participants who started the study using walkers were walking unassisted by week 10. There's also an ancient village in the Bama region of southern China, another blue zone where people live past 100. Legend says that centuries ago, during a severe flood, villagers had to repeatedly lower themselves onto elevated platforms to escape rising waters, then stand back up as the waters receded. This constant sitting and standing motion went on for days. After the floods, the elders noticed something remarkable. Their legs felt stronger than they had in years. The chronic knee pain many suffered had vanished. This movement became woven into their daily rituals. Even today, Bama centenarians perform what they call platform breathing, essentially chair squats, every morning and evening. Visit Bama, and you'll see 95-year-olds squatting down in the garden, standing up with ease, their legs as strong as bamboo. Here's exactly how to perform chair squats. Find a strong and stable chair, one that won't slide or tip, and position it behind you. Stand directly in front of the chair, with your feet shoulder-width apart, toes pointing slightly outward. Extend your arms straight out in front of you at shoulder height for balance. This is your starting position. Now, imagine you're about to sit down, but you're moving in slow motion. Begin lowering yourself by pushing your hips back first, like you're reaching for the chair behind you. Let your knees bend naturally as you descend, but keep them aligned with your toes, never letting them cave inward. Lower yourself until your bottom just barely touches the chair, the lightest touch possible. Don't collapse into it. The moment you feel contact, pause for half a second, then drive through your heels, press your feet into the ground, and stand back up. Squeeze your glutes at the top. Keep your chest lifted throughout the entire movement, eyes looking straight ahead, not down at the floor. Your weight should stay in your heels and midfoot, never on your toes. Complete 10 to 12 repetitions to start. If you need to actually sit down between repetitions, that's perfectly fine. Perform 3 sets with 90 seconds of rest between each set. For optimal muscle growth and strength gains, do this exercise 4 times per week. Space them out, maybe Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. The increased frequency compared to wall push-ups is intentional, because your leg muscles recover faster and can handle more frequent training. However, these exercises will do no good for your muscle building goals if you're still doing the next 3 exercises I'm about to talk about. The last one is very common, and I'm almost certain you did it this past week. After working with thousands of seniors struggling with muscle loss, reviewing dozens of exercise studies, and consulting with leading experts in muscle preservation, I've identified the 3 most dangerous exercises that seniors must avoid at all costs. Because while wall push-ups and chair squats are excellent for building strength, there are certain exercises that can completely undo their benefits, and even put you at serious risk of injury. The number 1 exercise you should never mix into your routine is the sit-ups. Sit-ups and crunches. Walk into any gym, scroll through any fitness page, and you'll see them everywhere. It's probably the most recommended core exercise on the planet. In fact, a 2023 survey found that 67% of fitness trainers recommend sit-ups or crunches to seniors specifically for burning visceral fat and building core strength. But here's what the gym bros aren't telling you. Yes, sit-ups activate your abdominal muscles, but every single time you curl your spine forward, you're compressing them. For seniors, this is a disaster waiting to happen. The repetitive flexion strains your lower back, cranks tension into your neck as you pull your head forward, and offers almost zero functional strength for the movements you actually need in daily life. When you injure your back or neck doing sit-ups, you can't exercise. That injury becomes a gateway to accelerated muscle loss. According to data from the Global Burden of Disease study, approximately 23% of seniors worldwide who engage in unsupervised floor exercises like sit-ups and crunches experience back or neck injuries, severe enough to stop their exercise routine for at least 6 weeks. Here's the mistake most seniors make. They think more is better. They'll do 50, even 100 sit-ups a day, believing that volume equals results. What they don't know is that their aged spine can't handle the repetitive compression. Unlike younger people whose discs can absorb and recover from that stress, senior spines accumulate micro damage with each repetition. Let me tell you about Michaela. She came to me at 73, frustrated and desperate. She'd been doing 40 sit-ups every morning for 8 months religiously because her doctor mentioned she needed to strengthen her core. Her belly hadn't budged, but that wasn't the worst part. She developed severe lower back pain that radiated down her left leg. Some mornings, she couldn't get out of bed without her husband's help. I stopped her sit-ups immediately. We switched to safer core exercises, ones that didn't compress her spine. Within 3 weeks, her back pain diminished. Within 2 months, it was gone completely. She regained the muscle she'd lost and added more. The second exercise you should completely ignore is behind the neck shoulder press. You'll find it in countless workout routines. It's been a staple exercise since the golden age of bodybuilding. But here's the truth they're not sharing with you. Yes, this movement activates your deltoids, your shoulder muscles. You'll definitely feel them working. But the position itself, pressing weight from behind your head, forces your shoulder joint into extreme external rotation, and it's excruciating. Worse, this position bypasses the natural mechanics of how your shoulder was designed to move. For seniors whose shoulder joints have already experienced decades of wear, whose rotator cuff tendons have thinned and weakened, this exercise is mechanical torture. And once you damage your rotator cuff, every single upper body movement becomes painful. You can't lift your arm to brush your hair, you can't reach into a cabinet, you certainly can't do any exercise that builds muscle. That injury doesn't just hurt, it steals your ability to get stronger. The statistics are alarming. International orthopedic data shows that roughly 31% of seniors who regularly perform behind-the-neck pressing movements develop shoulder pain or rotator cuff injuries within the first year. Many of these injuries require months of physical therapy. Some need surgical intervention. Let me tell you about Rob. He walked into my office at 68, his right arm hanging limply at his side. He'd been going to a local gym for a year, working with a trainer half his age who had him doing behind-the-neck presses with 15-pound dumbbells 3 times a week. Robert mentioned the shoulder discomfort after the first month, but his trainer told him it was normal, that his shoulders were just getting used to the work. So Robert kept going. By month 6, he couldn't sleep on his right side. By month 9, he couldn't lift his arm above his chest. When I examined him, his rotator cuff was torn, inflamed, and barely functional. We had to stop all upper body training for 3 months. 3 months of his shoulders healing while the rest of his upper body atrophied. He went through intensive physical therapy, learned safer pressing movements, front presses with proper form. It took 8 months before he could train his shoulders again without pain. Today, at 71, Robert has finally regained the strength he had before he started those behind-the-neck presses. But he lost nearly 2 years of potential progress. 2 years he'll never get back. The last exercise you should completely avoid is deep knee extensions. Deep knee extensions on the leg extension machine. It's the go-to exercise in every commercial gym, the one machine that looks simple and safe. But here's what nobody's explaining. Yes, your quadriceps muscles fire during this movement. When you extend your leg against resistance in this seated position, you're creating shearing force across your knee joint. And here's the cruel irony. Once your knees are damaged, you can't do any lower body exercise effectively. Here's what seniors don't know. The leg extension machine was originally designed for rehabilitation of specific knee injuries under supervised physical therapy, not for general strength training. It was never meant to be used with heavy weight or high repetitions by people with aging joints. But gym staff rarely explain this. If you are serious about building muscles and avoiding injury, avoid these 3 exercises. Which of these exercises have you been doing? Are you also going to be practicing the 2 exercises I just revealed to help you build muscle? Now, to round off, here is the truth about muscle building. Exercise alone will not build muscles for you. Muscle building is 80% what you eat and 20% the exercises you do. You can do perfect wall push-ups and flawless chair squats every single day, but if you're not feeding your muscles the protein they need to repair and grow, you're wasting your time. Which is why I've prepared something very special for you. I've created a complete high-protein meal plan specifically designed for seniors building muscle and fighting sarcopenia. This isn't some generic diet plan. These are 93+ delicious, easy-to-prepare, high-protein recipes that fuel muscle growth at any age. Every recipe is calculated to give you exactly what your muscles need to recover and expand after exercise. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks, all optimized for muscle building. If you're serious about beating sarcopenia and reclaiming your strength, you need this meal plan. Click the link in the pinned comment below or check the description box right now to get instant access to all 93+ recipes. And here's something else. Tomorrow, I'm dropping a video that reveals the #1 supplement that 90% of seniors are deficient in, the deficiency that's secretly preventing your muscles from growing, no matter how much you exercise or how much protein you eat. This information could change everything for you. But here's the thing. Only my subscribers will get notified the moment that video goes live. If you're not subscribed, you'll miss it. So hit that subscribe button right now, tap the notification bell, and make sure you're ready for tomorrow. Don't let this opportunity slip away. Now go do those 2 exercises, fuel your body right, and watch your strength come back.